One of the things that we talk about is consultative sales, which is one of the key components that help us drive through good times or bad. So if the economy is good or bad, you always have to sell to the need of the client. So when you think of your clients out there, when the economy is bad, what are they looking for? They're looking for to do more with less. They need to increase that performance, but they can't increase that cost. They still need to meet their deadlines. They still need to show profits, even if the economy is bad. So what do we do as staffing companies to help them address that? How can we give them better performing people? How can we help them meet their deadlines? How can we increase the performance of those people? One of the things that also amazes me as we looked at that graph before is that it shows this constant, when we drop and lay off temporaries, a lot of us go into this cocoon. And what we do is we really don't look to grow the business. Think about most of our businesses out there. We are such a small fraction of what the market is out there. There is tons of business and opportunity, even with a downturn in the economy. So what do we need to do when it's a downturn? We need to bring more sales. We need to go out there and take advantage from all those vulnerable clients out there or companies out there where clients are looking for solutions, they're looking for answers, and they're not getting it from their suppliers. It is a great opportunity for you to take advantage of it. And just as it goes from that side, it's the other side. They've got business booming. They need more people. They need productivity. They still need to make their profitability objectives. They still need to manage costs. We need to go in there with solutions. So from a consultative sales position, we need to be thinking about them. It's not about us. So many times I see salespeople go into the marketplace and they talk about how great our service is and how great our quality is, and they say that, what's your differentiator? And the salesperson says, it's me. Probably the worst thing you can ever do. And that's what we call being very transactional. And a lot of times that leads to just pricing concessions instead of creating a differentiator, creating a value, and creating that value allows you to increase margins. So one thing to remember when you have these consultative salespeople, depending on market conditions, the most important thing to do is what you ask. It's not what you say, but it's what you ask. And it's simple. Following these 5 statements that are here is a great start. How should you open? How should your salesperson open? And it's simple. What are your clients' top 3 initiatives? You need to understand what's the company's initiatives, whether it's a good market or a down market. What are the potential roadblocks that we see to helping us achieve those initiatives that we have there? And then drive down into the area that you can have them. What impact will labor have on them? Well, just as we talked about before, if they don't have the labor, they can't get the job done. If they have the labor and the labor's not performing up to standards, they can't get it done. And this doesn't matter across the different staffing spectrums. If you're a healthcare company, if you're an IT company, if you're clerical light industrial, it doesn't matter. It all is about their outcomes. And then once we've identified what impact labor is, we look at solutions to remove those roadblocks. If you want to be a true value add, by creating that solution and removing those roadblocks will set you in a different perspective. You will be looked at as a strategic partner. So the last question, what is the expected results will my clients see from my solutions? And from an internal basis, we look at it and say, well, if we meet 100% of headcount, if we lower our time to fills, if we can reduce the attrition rate of the people I put to work there, if I can improve the performance of the people I put there, how is that going to help? Well, that's going to help them meet their production or project completion dates. It's going to help them meet their performance objectives. It's going to help them lower labor costs. It's going to improve the quality of the outcomes that they're looking for. And those are the things that are crucial that we need to understand about them. And the last thing at the bottom, which is the most important, is how we communicate these results back to the client. The worst thing you can do, first of all, you need to have periodic reviews with the clients. The worst thing you can do is walk in there and say, how am I doing? The first thing you need to walk in there is tell them how they're doing based upon what their expected results were, how we performed against it, why we did good or bad, and what are the recommendations improvement. It takes away that pain from them thinking about the last thing you did, the last bad placement. They look at the situation as the whole, and they look at you as a truly strategic value partner that can help you get through these ups and downs in the economy. So one of the things that's important is understanding who are the buying influences that you deal with. Okay, who are those people? If we look at, from a consultative sales position continuing, we obviously have a decision maker, and let's talk high level, a CEO, an owner. You know, the CEO and owner, their inherent concerns and their buying motives are completely different from, let's say, an HR person or a procurement person. So where a CEO is looking at P&L and really the strategy and global decisions, an administrative manager, which we call here, which is the HR person or procurement person, they're all about satisfying this user. This is the person, the supervisor, that utilizes these people, and their primary objective is productivity and quality of individuals to meet the production and quality objectives of whatever project they're working on. So from an HR perspective and procurement, you'll hear them talk about, I got to meet the headcount requirements. I got to get the quality of people, because that's echoing the sentiments of this user. Whereas a link manager, a VP of operations, a department head, their big concerns are meeting budgetary objectives and productivity. So it's important that you understand these inherent concerns and you address these buying motives of the individuals. So one thing to know, until all buying influences are 100% committed to using you, the account is always vulnerable to outsiders. And then we have this thing up here called the coach. It's important. A coach within an organization could be a VP of sales. It could be someone that has, you know, the biggest thing, and I always use a VP of sales as a discussion point, because the VP of sales, if their product isn't getting delivered on time, if their product's not getting delivered and the quality isn't good enough, what's the end result? The end result is that they're going to look bad, their commissions are going to suffer, their client's not going to be happy, and so it's important that that gets done. That's a perfect coach if there's challenges within an organization to use to get to these different people. So the combination of asking the right questions, understanding the buying influences, critical concerns, and inherent concerns will drive you to find the right solutions and form a better relationship.